This what y'all been waiting on, ain't
Damn,
it?
this shit exclusive.
All my niggas on my side know we ride, bruh. And if you want beef, I'm the wrong one. Every nigga with me keep a pistol, yeah, a chrome gun. So you better run when you see us coming. All my niggas in this bitch like Andre Drummond. We be manning in the paint, we some grown men. And I don't dap niggas up, I don't like friends. All my niggas got my back standing 6'3". All my niggas with me, yeah, we keep a pistol, see. We been in the game for a long time. Me and my niggas, yeah, we be on the grind. Riz Road veteran, y'all know who I'm better than. Haters make my head hurt, now keep me some Excedrin. I would never tell on another man, hell no. So all of y'all niggas that been snitching, motherfuck y'all. All right, we live. Welcome to another episode of Real Spirit with Dupree. I got my boy Scott Harrington from Pensacola, flag football in the building. QB and owner of Strictly Business. How's it going, Scotty?
It's going good. How about you, my friend?
I can't complain. I thank you for taking the time out to let me pick your brain and interview you here about Pensacola flag football, talk about
Yes,
Strictly
sir.
Business, and also talk about you and Trey Patterson's upcoming five-man tournament over there in Pensacola, Florida as well.
Yes, sir.
So I guess, do you want to give everybody a little bit of a, if I don't know who Scotty is, or you want to jump right into
Uh,
it?
I mean, you pretty much see it. I mean, it's you know, Alabama, obviously, and then slinging it on Sundays. You know, play quarterback, run Strictly Business. We just go out there and just try to compete.
And y'all do a good job of it. I also want to mention Scott Harrington actually won my most recent tournament here in Tallahassee. They had an impressive run. Had to take down a couple. I guess you could say favorites. A couple of favorites for the tournament. Y'all had to take down the pull out that championship. But that was a great run. I know me and you talked a lot before that tournament, and
Yeah, I was a little extra juiced up that weekend, so I had a little extra motivation going into that one. There's some behind the scenes stuff, man. So believe it or not, if Travis East is good at one thing, it's recruiting, and he ain't do much that day himself, but he brought some talent with him.
Yeah, those two guys y'all brought with y'all, man. Those guys were there were some game changers for sure.
Yeah, and it took me a minute to trust them, but once I started trusting them, man, they were solid.
Where were those guys? Where were they from?
Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville.
With Bryce Weaver, or not Bryce Weaver, Bryce Wheeler. And what's crazy is they're all small ball guys.
Wow. Yeah, those
They don't
guys,
even play
man,
sevens like that.
those guys were making some plays, and like I said, when y'all got rolling, I was like, okay, these guys right here bringing something to the table for real.
That second BTT game was probably some of the craziest offensive sequences of football that I've seen. It's like we scored, they scored, we scored, they scored, and just big play after big play. If you go back and watch the footage on that one, I showed some emotion, which I don't typically do when I'm playing.
Right. Yeah, that game was pretty intense. But really, the game that was kind of intense was when I go say intense. Well, I guess you could say intense was the game versus Woodpack when you win 6-0. Like in a flag football game, go a whole game 6-0 and pull out a win. That was a hard fought, crazy game.
You saying the one against that Tally team?
Yeah, Tally Woodpack.
Oh yeah, that one. And looking back on that one, I think we got this play we scored on. I threw this. I think it was a slant or a post. There was some kind of penalty that should have been called, and it didn't. And we kind of got away with one.
Right.
We kind of won. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember them being upset about it, and I was like, "Yeah, y'all right though." And then, sure enough, it was a 6-0 game. And then, of course, we go on beat Bam, which that's started a little streak for me because typically Bam had them and BWA and Tyler Vaughn with Tyrone. I mean, they were loaded that day, and we slipped up and upset them too. And the rematch with BTT, who had beat us
Nah,
earlier in the day.
yeah, and pool play, right? I think we having some connection issues. With Scotty, you still there?
Yeah, trying to get a man. I live out here in the woods, and it's hard to get a connection out here. You got me back?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right,
Well, y'all just about
but
to ask you what on during that run, what was obviously you would say your championship over BTT would be the highlight, but which one of those wins meant more than just a win? Like which one of those wins you were like, yeah, we got the W, but this W means more than just getting the W.
I mean, it's got. I mean, I know you can't say it, but it's got to be the BTT win. Just because championship back and forth. I mean, really good team. Uh, but I mean, second, then I guess I would have to say beating Bam because, like I said, they were loaded that day, and we don't typically beat them. So was
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not say the championship game, uh, specifically
hold on,
because
hold
that's a
on. I'm gonna try something here.
okay. Oh, I think I'm trying to see if it got into the Pensacola group or not. I can't see. I see John watching. It must be did get in the Pensacola group.
That should have worked.
Or say post is pending. Whoever over the Pensacola flag group, and you see this, approve the post. 'Cause I think it's in
There,
there.
there you go.
I think what you shared was the link I gave you to join the live.
Oh, did I mess that one up?
Yeah, it's all good. I just shared it and it just got approved, so they seeing
Okay.
it now.
All right. I just walked closer to my house and connected to the Wi-Fi, so maybe that'll work.
Oh yeah, I can see you look. Your background looks better too.
Does it?
Hmm.
All right. I just walked close. Like I said, hopefully that does a little better. Here we go. What part? Ah, be right next to the monster then. All right.
What's up, John? I see it in there now. John
John
letting
in
us
there?
know. Yeah, he just commented and said he let us know it's in the Pensacola group now.
All right. Oh, there. I see it right there. Does it show in our little chat when they hopping or just on the screen?
It's going so anybody that comment on it is
Hmm.
I can put it'll comments to come on my screen and then I can put it on the screen.
Okay. That's dope. That's dope.
Now, I don't know how it's gonna work, and if they put it in the Pensacola chat,
Uh huh.
if they put it in the Pensacola chat, I'm not sure if I can see it on my screen. So hopefully they actually go to my live and put it on there.
Uh,
John, did you comment in the Pensacola chat with that, or did you go to my actual live? That's something I'm still working to figure out. Like, is people comment when I share it in a group, would I see it, or do they have to actually click on my live? But yeah, so we was talking about the championship run you had. Oh, he clicked on my live. Okay, I need to make sure I start telling people that. Click on my
Yep.
live when you want to comment. But yeah, so I agree with you, and I figured you would say championship. Obviously, like you said, beating a team like Bam that you typically don't beat,
Mm-hmm.
that had a really good team,
Yep.
and you're up against the odds, mentally probably, and talent wise, and then to be able to pull that out.
And what's great, one thing I remember with that play is or in that game, we had like a 4th and like 15, and we were down, I think. And I told this guy, I just met this dude that day. I was like, hey, run a post on Vaught. Vaught, who's one of the better corners in Pensacola.
Right.
And I hate to say it like this, but I just blindly threw it, and dude came down with it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to throw that thing and hope for the best.
Right.
Sorry, Vaught. I love you, my dog.
Hey, and what's funny about that? Sometimes when you win in the championship and when you're going on the championship run, sometimes you need a little luck. You need a little something to go your way. Everything don't be calculated, everything don't be scripted. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just need that little crazy. Yeah, Grant said that was a crazy play.
Yeah, and just threw it up there to me, and he went and got it. And I was like, "Dang, okay, I guess I can trust this dude."
And did you throw it to one of the Jacksonville guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the dude been telling me all day, I'm cooking. I'm like, man, okay. As a quarterback, man, when you just step on the field with somebody you just met that morning, you don't even know his name.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to walk straight into a situation and just trust to throw him a ball like that, especially when you know the defender on that end's a good defender.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, sometimes, like you said, I feel like we got fortunate in that game. We got fortunate in the Wolfpack game. And then the championship against BTT, everything clicked. Everything clicked that game. Like I said, that's the most complete game I feel like I may have even played.
And then that game was if I remember correctly, that game was back and forth too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like y'all was going almost like score for score? Oh yeah, remember because actually your center, if I remember, then your center when they
Caught
get the game when
caught the game.
touchdown, he was wide open.
So what's crazy about that play is we ran the same play back to back, and everybody in the huddle was like, "Hey, let's do it." And I said, "No." I said, we are going to run the same play. And as my buddy Shane, I said, you're going to run that little fade to the out. I said, nobody's covering you. Because my center, 97.98% of the time, running a curl.
Right.
And then he leaked out. Nobody's there. And he's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big boy. And he just hawked that thing down, fingertip, caught it, ball game. Walk off.
And I was, as I'm filming, because you hit him a lot that game won, but really those last couple, if I remember correctly, I think those last couple drives, you really was like, I mean, they wasn't covering him. It's just like I'm recording the game. Like, are y'all not going to cover the center? Because like they rushed two at you, and then I guess it was I don't know if they was in man zone. I don't know what it was in. But he was wild.
To me, they had to have been in man, just the way they were covering everyone else's. Because I think we legit completed like 8 posts that game, and people just don't cover him. And then he's got, man, I'll put his hands just about over anyone. He does not drop. If he ever drops the ball, we're all like, hey, are you sick? Are you okay? So, but no one covered. They're just like, oh, it's just this big boy sitting in the middle of the field. Let's not worry about him.
Right. And that's exactly how they were playing. And I was watching, and I'm like, if it was me, I can say this now because the game over and we're long. I was trying to figure out why they had a new guy, because that guy that they had playing safety wasn't like the normal safety for BTT. And knowing how BTT normally operates, normally George is operating that safety spot.
Yeah.
But they chose to rush you with George, which, in my opinion, as a defensive minded player myself, I would say I'm going to leave George at safety because Scotty's not going to outrun. You know, Scotty's not going to. You're
Nobody.
not a running quarterback. You're not a running quarterback.
Nobody.
Why do I need to put my best rusher at rusher for a quarterback that's going like you were getting the ball out so fast? It was like it was no point in having a rusher. I'm not saying no point in having a rusher
Yeah.
in general. Not my best rusher when the quarterback is getting the ball out of his hands so fast.
Well, before they even rushed George, they had this other dude rushing me. And they were yelling at him. They were like, get him, get him. And I remember him turning around and being like, he's getting rid of the ball before I even get there. I was like, yeah, there's nothing you can really do at this moment, dude. I mean, the ball's out. I mean, it was literally catch and throw, catch and throw.
I was so surprised that they didn't see that and say, okay, why don't we just I would rather have my most experienced guy in the secondary because you were killing, like you say, post and in the middle of the field, it
And
was just wide
comebacks.
open the whole game. It was just so I would say for me as a defensive coordinator myself, I'm like, no, George, you're going to stay at safety. I'm not going to say anybody can rush, but when you face a quarterback that's not going to beat you with his legs, you don't need to put the best rusher there, especially when there's two sides of that. Because if you was not getting the ball off, then yeah, I can see. Okay, I know my best rusher to get back to sack him, but you're getting the ball off so fast. It doesn't really matter who you put back there at rusher because the ball's going. You can't beat the ball.
No. And then, like I said, Shane, we weren't using a blocker. You're sending two. That's too much ground to cover.
And then
like you said,
yeah, the safety that didn't. I'm not gonna say he didn't know what he was doing, but he didn't understand the dynamics of whatever defense they was trying to run.
Yeah,
I'd say that.
Yeah, if I recall, half the time they didn't even have a safety.
Right,
They were all.
They were
all up.
That's why I was like, I always wanted to ask George, like, what kind of defense was y'all playing? Because it's like, look, 1 minute y'all look like y'all in zone, and then the next minute y'all look like y'all in man, and then sometimes, like you said, it wasn't even a safety there at all, and it was probably other than watching speed kills that tournament because they played horribly.
I did not want to run into speed kill, man. I didn't want no part of Smook in them.
Oh, we got Pat Riley to join. I don't know if he was trying to join or he was trying to watch.
Who knows? Who knows, old Patty?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to listen.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that speed kills team. I know I seen them there, and they ended up on the opposite side with like New Breed and BTT at that point. I was like, yeah, y'all can stay over there.
Right. And they played, but other than that BTT defense in the championship game and Speed Kills defense that whole tournament, those probably for those guys and that talent and that experience for both of those teams, I was super surprised at how poorly their defenses performed. Like it was crazy.
Going into that weekend, I didn't have high expectations because, like I said, I had never met any of these dudes that Travis has said. All I could go off was, in typical Travis Z's fashion, everyone he brings is always solid, no matter what. If you let him tell it. And seeing the team list, and I was like, yeah, Speed Kills and BTT. Those are probably your two favorites, with Bam and New Breed being 2B. I was like, yeah, if we can just go 2-2, I'll be okay. I'll be good.
I remember having a conversation with you leading up to the tournament, and I was like, I kept telling you, like, man, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Yep.
And like I said, even when we were, even when we was looking at, because if you know anybody that knows flag and knows the landscape of flag, especially like in our little circle, we're not big as all the other areas, but in our area, we pretty much knew like, okay, this team is gonna be this, and this team is gonna be do that, and this team, like, when I didn't even know how Bam was coming, but I know when Bam come, they coming, no matter who they got.
Oh,
then, like you said, your roster was unknown. I knew what Speed Kills. I know when Speed Kills come, they're gonna come. I knew BTT when they come, they're gonna come. So and then Two Exotic, that was their first tournament. I think the first time he put his team together, they had talent but little experience. They still played great. So Woodpack, got in and they were fighting. So it was just like one of those tournaments that I think that was one of the well-rounded tournaments I had.
Oh yeah. Besides that other Pensacola team that came that let you down.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that didn't come at all.
I think that was my dog O'Shea. I think that was his first team trying to trying to
I,
put a
I,
team together. I think
I think that was him and Marshall. I thought that was Marshall was the one who I was talking to a lot.
was it? Yeah, the AJ Mart. Yeah.
It was when I was talking to a lot. But yeah, man,
Yep.
that was about the only. And I mean, we still well we had 10 with him, and then I think we still
Mhm.
ended up with 9.
9. We got to play them, and that helped our seeding. That's what positioned us in a better spot and pushed New Breed, BTT, and Speed Kills all on the same side.
Right.
Or
No, not New Breed. New Breed didn't go to that one. New Breed was
yeah, they did. They were
it
there.
was I know, but remember they didn't use New Breed name. They
Oh
used
yeah, the 2.0.
yeah, they used 2.0.
Yeah. There's
The
some.
one you think about when New Breed was there was the one I had on Appalachia on 27 when New Breed the one that BWA came to, but Tyrone didn't come. That
Yeah,
Tyrone didn't come. That's the one.
yeah,
That's the last one Jason was here
yep,
for.
yep. Because New Breed put us out, I think. Because I think
They
we
did.
played them, and yeah, I think we played them in the Final Four that one, and it was in another typical fashion, score for score for score, and then they just had more talent than us and pull it away in the end.
They ended up playing. Who they played?
I thought they
Speed.
lost a beat. I thought it was BTT.
I know it was Speed Kills. I think Speed Kills. No, yeah, they played BTT. They lost to BTT. Speed
Yeah.
Kills because Speed Kills played BWA,
Yep.
and then they played Speed Kill. I mean, sorry, New Breed lost to BTT, and then Speed Kills played BTT.
Yeah.
And that game was kind of like y'all game. That game
Mm-hmm.
was back and forth, score for score, and then BTT threw a pick. Speed, neither one of them could play any defense, but Speed Kid scored, and then BTT got the ball and threw a pick, and then Speed Kid ran the clock out.
Yep.
Yeah, I done had some
Smart.
pretty good tournaments, man. That was that one at Woodville. I think I got a lot of guys liked that field, especially like a
Yeah.
lot of Pensacola guys were like, man, we really like this field. That field was nice.
I told you, Pensacola, we always gonna rock with you.
Right. Yeah, man. I wouldn't be a football. I mean, was not football. I wouldn't be a flag director from Pensacola. Every tournament I had, even my first one, I think New Breed was the only one I think, but the one I did a no cash back to school giveaway was like my first ever tournament, and I think Jason came. Well, I know Jason came. I think he was the only one, but he came and they actually won. They actually won it. My first one. Oh, thank you,
John.
thank you, John. But
I'm
I
gonna tell
know
you what,
Pat.
he don't know how to officiate or anything like that, but he good at supporting stuff. He good at supporting stuff at least.
Man,
Oh,
John, my
John.
boy, man.
Yeah, he is. Good dude. He is a
Yeah,
good dude.
that's gonna segue us right into the Pensacola League. Y'all are blessed.
Yes.
A little
Yes.
jealous of Pensacola for the fact that y'all city, county, or whoever that works with y'all to let y'all use the fields, and then y'all got a guy like John Watson to orchestrate and put everything together. Man, it's amazing to watch y'all play in league after league, like a league end,
Mm.
and then 2 weeks later, league starting, and then 2 weeks later, a
Hopping
league
back in it.
starting.
Hopping
I
back
mean,
in it.
as a flag player, how does that make you feel as a player when you know that you're in a city, you're in an area, and you got a leader like John that's gonna make sure that y'all playing football pretty much year round?
Oh, I love it because I used to run them back in the day, and there's so much behind the scenes stuff to go to running a league that people just don't understand. So, I mean, for him to constantly do it for us, the sacrifice that you got to give from your family, the constant, you know how this is, you got to be on captains about
Right,
paying their fee. You can't run a league without fees.
right.
Then you got players who don't want to pay fees. So that's a whole nother thing. I mean, so for John to endure that headache for as long as he had for doing that, I think this is almost like 2 years that he's now taken over. Yeah, we're grateful to have him, and he networks out because for a while we were only getting, you got us, Bam, New Breed, uh, All Madden, and uh, Travis East and them. So you had just like 6 teams. I mean, good competition every week, but man, it gets kind of boring playing the same teams every week. And then John took over, and then he networked out, and then we get all these newer teams, and just keeps it fun. Keeps it fun. The stats, good location. There's a couple things that we need to fix. I mean, I don't want to put these officials on blast or anything, but outside of that, everything's good.
Yeah, man. Like I say, watching from afar, I'm just like, man, you, I would kill to be able to have the support from our city and county here to be able to run leagues. But that's why we've been down there in y'all league, and then y'all also got more talent, but bigger talent pool than we do, which allows y'all to have, because y'all got about what 11? Y'all got 11 teams in this current league right now.
Yeah, I believe so.
Is that the highest y'all done had?
The highest I've ever seen, when I first started back in 2007, we used to play at Brogenham, and there was like 20 something teams. The fire department used to have a team. There'd be like this concrete company would have a team, and then so there would be a rec and a comp, and there'd be like 8 teams in comp, and then there was like 14 or so in rec, which that's how I started, and I think that helped me a lot, which these poor new teams that we got now, with us only having 10, they get thrown to the, I mean, you're a new team and you see BWA on your schedule.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's like, stat game for BWA. Those poor dudes don't know no better, and which that's something us upper teams, we got to do better about that, not trying to drive our stats up in those games, because we need those guys. The way I look at it is we need the whole league to be solid, so that way every week we're being challenged, and then when we go to these tournaments, we're better for that because of how good our local league is.
Correct.
So, but it's kind of hard when you can throw a curl and it goes to the house, because these guys are brand new at pulling flags, and you got people like Jared and Ty and those guys that do all that, and Caleb, who by the way balled this weekend, and those guys that do them dips, them new flag guys, they ain't got a clue what that is.
Man, some of us veterans don't have a clue to do when them.
You're right. There ain't no chance I'm going out there and chasing a Ty, Caleb, or Jared or someone like that. You got me messed up. I'm sitting on the sideline waiting to throw the ball after you score.
Right. So how do you think y'all could, or I guess I ain't gonna say fix it, but how can you think y'all could help as a veteran on more experienced teams? How could you think y'all could help the younger newcomer teams kind of develop into being at least competitive, so y'all can keep a balanced league?
Well, one thing I like to try and do is, for a while, I was like posting on the page. I'd be like, hey, anyone new that's trying to play quarterback, come meet me, and I'll like show them route concepts and what you're looking for and things like that. So for a while I was taking them to the side and trying to just teach them things. You ain't coming out here and running a Madden playbook in flag. That don't work. So just little things like that. I try to go out there and help them, and then I stick around and pretty much all day, which my wife probably hates. She's like, "Oh, Sunday, you ain't gonna be home till late." But just stick around and give them little hints, little things I see, and try and just help them out.
Yeah, and that's always one of the kind of like thin lines you got to try to walk, because it's like, yeah, I want to help develop you, but I also don't want to give you all my secrets and stuff like that, because we got the same thing here. Like, we'll have teams, our league isn't as big as y'all's, but when I see like a new team, or if I see like we got a young team, like this year we had like a young team that was like 18, 19-year-old, and they're all just out there just playing.
Yeah.
But they're just playing. And I was talking to me and the captain kind of got close, and I was just like, hey man, whenever you guys have a practice, anything, like, I don't mind like coming and get, because we like, I'm the same way, like we need those kind of teams to stay in the league. Number one, for us is even harder, because we may have we don't have 11 teams. We may have 6 teams that are like teams like you were talking about that can actually play. You know,
Yep.
like just teams that can play. Then we may have a sprinkle of 2-3 teams that are just out there. You get
Yep.
what I'm saying? So like,
Mhm.
when I see a team that got any kind of potential, it's like I need to try to, number one, get close to them. You know what I'm saying? So I can give them a little bit of a game, a little bit of a understanding, a little bit of a coaching.
Yep.
And so they don't just come out there, get blasted by everybody, and then don't come back. So it's like,
Yep.
at least if I feel like if I have a relationship with them, I can teach them like, hey, you know, this is how far you are. You know, this is what it takes. This is some of the stuff that y'all not doing. The same thing you're saying you're doing.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
like if we lose that team, then next year we got even lesser teams, and then
Yep.
it comes back to a situation where it's like we got to travel to Albany, or we got to travel to try to travel to Pensacola to even have a lead.
Yep. That's and what's bad is these, you know, so the 2 new teams this year in our league was like this P3 and these 850 Gorillas. Never touched flag football ever before. But if you look at some of their players, they had some talent. They had some athletes. And you need a quarterback, and then you got to rush. The freaking I kept telling the 850 team, I was like, hey, you have to rush me. You cannot let me and they just ignore it. That's the other thing. They got to be willing to listen as well. They got to be willing to listen, because this one dude was like, oh, we're such great athletes. Like, you can cover for 8 seconds. Like, you ain't covering for 8 seconds in flag football.
Now when you can't touch nobody. No way.
Yeah. Yeah. So they got to be willing to listen and want to be good. Because another thing, these teams come out here and, you know, as soon as they're getting beat, then you hear, put on the pads. If this was pads, I'm like, well, if this is if this is pads, I would not be playing. I'm too old for that now.
Correct. That is
Y'all get
always
that?
the go-to when you're beating somebody. It's
Man.
like, you look at this ain't tackle.
Yep. Every time. Every
Well,
time. Like,
my thing is, if you're that good in tackle, you wouldn't be playing flag football with us. So let's
yep.
start there. For all you, which these were pass guys, if you was that good in pass, you wouldn't be playing flag with us.
Yep.
So,
Hey, but they probably tore their ACL or something like that, and it ruined their chance on Sundays.
possibly. We was actually playing a team in Albany. I think we were up 42-6 or 30-something to 6.
Mm.
And they had some young guys who you can tell they never played before. And they were, look me up. Oh, I had college offers out of high school, and if it was pass, we had a guy that said, y'all lucky this ain't pass. And then 2 plays later, he literally ran through our receiver and busted his lip. And like 2 plays later, like literally. And then he didn't try to help him up. He didn't try to help him up. He didn't try to say, you all right. He just walked off, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, bro, it's flag football. And we're beating y'all by 4 or 5 touchdowns, and you wish it was pass. If you was that good, then why are you letting some old men with no pads run around past you? So I hate when guys use that. But it's I know it's a part of flag. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Everybody, as soon as somebody say you score on somebody, they're like, oh, let's do one-on-ones.
Yep. Oh man, all the time, hear it, all the time. But I kind of love it because like you look at me, and you're like this D1, or you're claiming to be this D1 athlete, and I'm throwing a bomb over your head. I'm like, yeah, that's got to hurt your pride a little bit.
Right.
Like what can you say right now? Because we're playing flag. We're playing flag, and you still let me score if you're that good.
And that'd be the whole thing. Is like when they be saying that, it's like, bro, you're not even good in flag.
Yeah.
Like, and they say that about flag. Like flag is, you're saying that about flag like it's lesser than tackle, right? Yet you're not even good at the game that you're saying is lesser than the game you're saying you're good at. It makes zero sense at all. And it just shows that you have, when you have no ability to stop or score on somebody, then your only argument is to take it outside of the game that you're actually playing.
Well, it's because you can't prove it.
Right.
You can't prove that you're not, elite in that one, because we're out here. Because like I said, we ain't about to go pull no pads out the bathroom to come prove whether you are or not.
What What we can prove is that you're not good at flag football at this very
Exactly.
moment.
Exactly. When we go to pull up the standings and we got a 40-0, dub over you.
Right.
That's the one that kills me the most, though. The ones that be talking the most, but yet they're down 40 points.
And they usually don't. It's so weird. Like even in that game I was talking about when we was playing those guys in Albany, they wasn't even really talking in the beginning. Well, they actually, I think they scored early. Matter of fact, I think they might have had scored first. I actually came. I didn't go live for the game, and I came out the game. I was like, hey, just somebody get me for one play. Let me go start the live. And while I'm trying to start the live, I look up and there's the guy going streaking down the sideline for a touchdown. And I'm just like, what happened in the 5 seconds it took me to walk to the
Yep.
sideline, get my app, and turn on live? Anyway, they didn't score again, obviously, but they weren't even really talking then. And
Yeah.
it's almost like and we don't really talk, Whoopad, we don't really talk. So I was like, when the talking started, I was just like, y'all, they were stiff arming. They were doing, and it was justifying it. It was like, oh, why y'all crying? We're not crying. We're just saying that it's literally illegal to stiff arm
To do
people.
that, yeah.
Understand.
That's another one of my favorite. It's like when you're like, hey, you can't do that. They're like, stop crying, stop crying. We're like, well, you can't stiff arm. You can't do that. We're not crying. We're just letting you know.
And I was trying to tell the guy, I was like, bro, I'm not complaining. Cause I don't really care. Y'all not gonna win the game. Like at this point, I'm just like, y'all not gonna win anyway. I don't really care what y'all do. I'm just letting you know for future references. It don't affect our game. We're gonna beat you anyway. But I'm saying you can't, you can't have pockets. I don't care if you have pockets, but I'm just letting you know the rules. Like one guy stiff armed my guy in the face, like he was coming down on him. He actually and he was like, "Why y'all crying? Why y'all crying?" I'm like, "Bro, you actually mushed him, man. Like, what are you talking about?"
You busted my guy in the face. What do you can't do
the same
that?
guy. That's the same guy who said we lucky he ain't in pass and end up not busting the guy's lip.
Yeah, not surprised.
Weird.
But
yeah, so we'll jump in. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I seen a second ago. Oh, Malik said something about best quarterback. I want to yeah, that one right there. He make me look good. That ain't me. That's because of him. That's because of him. That's my MVP, by the way, of this season. This is his MVP, huh?
Was he in Lake City?
No, he didn't come to Lake City. He's a personal trainer and he deals with like training these kids and stuff. And one of them was graduating high school, so he had to go deal with that.
Yeah, I've actually followed him. I've seen his work. I seen him actually working out. One of his workouts the other day was on the beach.
Yep, he's always out there at the dunes.
Had the kid hopping. Well, the kid did some kind of drill where he had to like hop off one foot and then like drive off that one foot. I was like, well, that looked like a workout. That looked like a workout I need to be doing. I could get about 5 feet faster if I did that.
He posted in our chat about, hey, come work out with me. Come work out. I was like, nah, man, I'm too old to be doing all that. I'll let y'all young kids handle that one. That's past my time.
I feel like if I worked out, I won't be fucking hurt again. It's so damn depressing. So damn depressing to be out with turf wars right around the corner.
Y'all going?
Yeah, we going.
That's why we're doing that 5-man tournament for so we can get ready to go to North Carolina.
Yeah, we're going to North Carolina too.
What divisions y'all in?
For turf wars?
Well, North Carolina.
We have to go to we got to go to B because we won C last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason does you got to go up.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I was talking to Wayne about that. He don't allow UFFL and Weekend Warrior. They don't allow the sandbagging where I can just be in C and be a 10-time champion in C. I like the fact that they make you move. Now I know this is kind of off our topic a little bit, but only thing I kind of don't like about it is if you know how it is with flag. You not always going to have the same team.
Yeah,
you may not. Have the same, you may borrow 2 or 3 guys that you probably never have again
Yep.
You know, that their team was not playing in that tournament, and then you come back the next year, and then now you got to go up with.
Yeah.
So that's the only difference. Like we won't go back with the same team we
Mhm.
had last time, but obviously I'm the paying captain, and I'm the captain that. So it's like if I register for C, Jason's gonna, he's gonna
No.
put us.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yep.
put us.
Yep. Which
So,
that's true as well because I mean, I feel like me personally, anytime we travel, I've never had the same 10 ever. I mean, you always when you travel, it seems like you got to pick somebody up, and you're right. You pick up, you know, a stud that helps put you over the edge, and then
mhm.
you end up winning that weekend, and now the next weekend you're in B, and you don't have that dude. You're kind of like, uh oh.
You don't have that dude, and now you just donate what they call it, donate your fees.
Donating the fee up.
So, and
Oh, man.
I was gonna talk to Jason. I was gonna talk to Jason and tell him, I'm probably not gonna have the same team, but at the same time, I'm not really too worried about it. I know I trust. I didn't get the nickname Black Nick Saban for no reason. So I just got to trust. I got to trust that I'm gonna put together a roster to
Yep.
make it happen.
Yep.
And obviously, and on that note, I'm gonna be honest, and this is no knock on the guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say I didn't go in. We went to North Carolina last year with the thought of we just want to go somewhere first. We had never been that far, and
Mhm.
I was like, I don't care who can go. I don't care if you're a first time flag guy. I don't care if you're a veteran. I don't care if you're a stud or not. Like if you pay your fees and you can get there, or you can put in to get there, let's just go see something different. And
Yep.
it was like we can get in C and just see how it goes. I don't know how the hell we ended
Yep.
up winning. But that's usually how it goes. You end up, we just had a bunch of guys that just wanted to play. Like no
Yep.
egos, nobody trying to be bigger than the team, nobody saying why I'm coming out, why I can't play this position.
What's crazy is I did that for one of Teddy's tournaments. Because for the longest time in league, we would have a bye right before playoffs. And so the playoffs would come and we'd be rusty. I was like, nah, I'm gonna play the weekend before playoffs so I can stay hot. So I told anyone, I said, hey, we'll take anyone to Birmingham. And I went with the most random squad.
Right.
And me and Grand was there and we balled out. Like Grand balled out for me. And we ended up making it to the Final Four. And then that next weekend, we had playoffs. We beat New Breed, BAM, and the BWA smacked us in the championship. But if we didn't go to Birmingham and play, I'm like, we might not make that run.
Right. Right.
So,
And it,
but it was
that's
fun. It was fun playing with a bunch of, kind of randoms for the most part. See, Grand member.
sad.
I mean,
Yeah, they say Grand got my money on my brother.
I don't know what money. I want some of that.
You got
I love
another
my boy Eddie
comment.
though.
Jared Nito, my guys.
Yep. I don't know if he's been out. I've shot you out a couple times, Jared.
Yeah, and that that,
So,
that was one of those crazy, like you say, when you put together, and that's kind of I think Turf Wars last year, when I took two teams, pretty much I had my Florida Georgia guys, and then I took the everybody else that couldn't be on that team from Tallahassee to Turf Wars last year, and we ended up playing each other in the championship. And a team that wasn't the Florida Georgia guys, it was pretty much it was basically half too exotic, a few Wolfpack players, and then a couple guys that never had traveled before, and they ended up winning. That tournament in North Carolina, it was two tournaments that showed me that you don't have to have 12, 14 superstars to win. You just gotta have the
no.
right core. Now you need a core. I'm not saying don't nobody go put together an amateur team and travel and listen. No, that's not what I'm. You
Yep.
gotta have a strong core,
Mm-hmm.
but you definitely need you about five. I'll say five. I know a lot of people don't like traveling with a bunch of people, but if you got like 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys that just want to be there, just want to be on the team, want to do whatever, and then you got 8 studs, then you're gonna have that opportunity because what like you say if everybody what we usually do everybody play pool play and then you get your guy, because we used to always take the best, and then the best is playing both ways. So when you go do that in the tournament, that looks good on Saturday when you only got two
Yep.
games.
Yep.
But if it's a one-day tournament, it don't look good. And then on Sunday, if it is a 2-day tournament, it's gonna look good probably in the first round. But if you got to win 4 or 5 games,
in a row,
you're gonna be in a huge bind. So those tournaments showed me that by having some of those role player guys that can play the role, and then I can sub some of my guys, my stars out, let them get a break, even if it's just for a series or two. Even if we get a lead on the team and it's like, hey, okay, you don't need to play no more this game. Let's let such and such get in. Yep. That was a feud to us on Sunday.
So that's something that we kind of learned recently. When we went on that run where we lost to BWA in the championship, Eddie said we don't care about Jerry. When we went on that run and lost to BWA in the champ, by the time we got to BWA, we were gassed. I mean, just gassed out. Now, I'm not saying that we would have won if we were, not tired or anything like that. I mean, but you need those extra players to help sub in. But you got to be able to play situational football. Like you got to understand if it's 4th and long, you can put this guy in because he's better. He's a more physical player. Versus like on a normal down where you can have this linebacker who's maybe not as physical. He's a better flag puller, but if they're gonna, you just gotta play situational football and not be selfish. Basically, do what's best for the team. You need a deep ball, put these people in. You need underneath stuff. You can have these people. Don't take it as an insult if you get pulled.
Right. And that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest issues in flag football is guys don't. I mean, it's so weird to me. I'm trying to say this in a nice way, but it's like stop taking it as an insult or taking it personal. If I say I need you to come out for a play or two, you're not playing cornerback on this team. You're playing like it's. I'm not saying you can't play cornerback at all. I'm not saying that if I put Scotty in, I'm not saying Scotty is better than you. I'm saying at this moment,
yep,
you need to do this at this moment.
So something as simple, Trey is I like that, Eddie. And also Pat, I will shout you out. You're in my MVP race too, Pat. It showed this weekend. But I mean, there's plays now that me and Trey are playing together regularly. If we want to run a certain play, we'll switch out depending on, who we feel runs that play better. And it's there's no issue with it. I mean, even when we play small ball, I'll be like, hey, you want a better athlete out here? I'll step off. Right. Like, I just want to win. That's it's a win at the end of the day, and that's all they see is strictly business with the trophy. They don't see whether someone played or not.
Right. They don't see that such and such started his 10th straight playoff game.
yeah. They don't say Scotty played 45 of the 50 snaps. Right. Like we just trying to win a ball game. I ain't worried about none of all that other stuff. Regular season, cool. Playoffs, we just trying to win.
To Eddie's question, when Tally P. Cola gonna put a team together? I'm ready. I'm waiting on P. Cola. I'm waiting on Scotty.
The egos, man. The egos. We got once again. It's that I think someone posted it the other day about it. I think it was Caleb maybe about is Pensacola ever going to put together a super team? I don't think we can. I don't think our egos would let us.
I don't think Tally can either for the same reason. I just think it's too much. Like I said, I had reshared his post and said the same thing because I've been trying that in Tally for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always when you try to put a team together. I like the guys that just when I ask them to play, they just saying when the fee due and what you got. I'll even take what you got me playing. What's my role?
Yeah,
I'll take that. But when I got to answer 5 questions about who on the roster, who I shouldn't take, like all that is you gonna play on the team and you gonna contribute or not? Like, but asking me who on the roster, why this person going, what this person going, how this person go, this person better than him, why you want to take this person? Take my homeboy. Like you want me to take 4 people off your city league team because y'all cool? Like, no, we're not doing that. When we leave out of the city, another part of that is you may be a cornerback in City League, right? This is
There,
one of the hardest.
that was gonna be my point. Yeah, you may play this for your team, but on this team, you need to play this.
Exactly. Because when what guys don't understand is when you're putting together a team of talented players, if the better corner out of the group is going to play corner, and
Yep.
it's not saying that you're not a good corner. I'm just saying he's better at corner.
Well,
So
then
you can play linebacker or you can play receiver, especially if you're a guy that can play multiple positions. If you're a guy that can play multiple positions, you may be 50% corner, like and 50% in the City League, you're a top 3, but
Yep.
50% on the road is not. So, but you may be a 80% receiver. So on the road, I'm going to ask you to play what you're best at. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I'm not saying you can't play corner. I'm saying, but if you're a better receiver and I got a better corner, then you're going to play receiver.
I view it as putting a puzzle together. Like you got to make the pieces fit.
Correct.
So like kind of like what you're saying. Like I had a guy who is a stud linebacker, but we didn't have another corner. And then we had another guy that could sort of play linebacker, but he couldn't play corner. So I was like, well,
Right.
you have to go to corner because you're our best option there because he can only play this and relatively help us.
Right.
So
And if you can get guys, and that's really how my standing on business team came about. When we did the standing on business team, yeah, what Eddie said, everybody should
yep.
want the best players, and they're doing it right. How we
Mhm.
do it is we and so when we put a team together, me and Tall Wayne from Woodpad, when we put a team together,
Yep.
we're picking, and I had to learn this because I wasn't always like this. When I first started traveling, nobody would even travel with me. I would go out of town, get my ass kicked, come back, and people laugh. Anyway, but I got to the point where I started picking players based off of positions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get a corner, and I'm telling you, you're going to play corner. Hey, I'm not saying you can't play anything else. I'm just saying your sole position coming to this team is corner.
Yep.
And once we start doing that, and what we tell players before we leave Tallahassee, before they even pay their money, most likely everybody's going to play on Saturday.
Yep.
We're going to get the rotations going. We're going to try to find out on Saturday. We're going to let everybody play on Saturday, but we're also trying to find the right lineup for Sunday.
Yep.
But
And whatever works best that day is what we're taking into Sunday.
Exactly.
And
And everybody may not play Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if it ain't working, we'll switch it up. We'll make another adjustment. You got to be able to make. That's why Saban was the GOAT. You got to be able to make adjustments.
Every championship I've won in my flag football career, it's been hella adjustments. And I'm talking not just, okay, 1 or 2. I'm talking drive by drive. I'm talking possession by possession. I'm talking first half, second half. Like I've never won a championship and didn't make any adjustments. Like it'll be like, because I remember we won tournament 1 year since y'all talking about putting a team, where can we do a tally Pico the draft tournament? Oh, I like that.
Jared, that's my next idea for Worlds. So chill out. You giving out all the goods.
We won tournament a while ago. The B division, we played because does everybody in the same pool. So New Breed Saturday, New Breed kicked our ass, and then the Blazers. I don't know if you ever played against the Blazers from Orlando. Oh my God, they got this guy jumps out the fucking gym. Anyway, we got our ass whooped by New Breed and Blazers on Saturday, but that's when we were going live. So me and Smoot got back to the hotel. We watched the live, and we were just like analyzing. We were going, okay, we see this didn't work. Okay, this person wasn't doing this. Okay, this person ain't giving no effort. He ain't running the right routes, and he ain't in the right alignment. So we ended up creating our lineup and our strategy for Sunday based off of watching the video. So the adjustments came, like we got in the group chat, like, hey, this the lineup tomorrow. This what we doing. If you don't do X, Y, and Z, you getting pulled. Like we watched the film. It was a lot of laziness, a lot of watching, a lot of wrong routes. And Sunday we ended up winning the B division. Because we went 0-2 on Saturday, we ended up getting put in B. But we ended up getting, because we made adjustments, because we was able to look at the film. And even if we didn't look at the film, we're just being able to look in the mirror and say, okay, what do we need to fix? And then we had a bunch of guys. We had George. We had George and J Mo from BTT played with us.
Mhm.
We had my Madison guys playing Dulac. We had Tallwin. We had Dre, but we had a bunch of guys that didn't mind. Okay, hearing, hey man, you ain't giving maximum effort on Saturday. Like we watched the
Yep.
film, it was unacceptable. Your routes were piss poor. You know, you were dropping the ball. Whatever we needed to like light a fire under everybody. And we kind of told them like, look, if you do that today, you're coming out. Like we're not
Yep.
letting. And we end up winning. So to your point, if you can't make adjustment, you're not winning. I don't care how
Yep.
talented you is.
Did they take the criticism well?
Yeah, they did. We won the championship.
Thanks for Jared. A lot of
We won
times
the
though,
championship.
that's the thing. A lot of times you try and tell someone, hey man, you ain't run that very good.
Right,
Boy,
right.
you gonna get a pouty response.
Patrick said, just let me have Caleb and Ty on band for attorney team.
Ooh, that would be. I'm on a podcast. You got to walk, kid. You'll be okay. Go inside, baby.
What
But
up, Lil Top?
man, if
What,
Pat had Ty and a Caleb and that offense that Pat runs,
right.
that would be
What up,
that'd be
Vi?
tough. That'd be tough. Vi, don't go back to the beginning of the video, man. I love you, dog.
Well, yeah. To just to touch on the point about the. I think we can pull off. I think we can pull off a Tally Picola team one of these tournaments. We'll talk off live. We can talk off live about that. But I feel like y'all gotta, like you say, and y'all know over there who could be
Mm-hmm.
the kind of guy that you can bring together, because it would be two different styles and two different mindsets and two different. And I know the guys here that I can say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we get 5 or 6 guys from here and 5 or 6 guys from Pensacola, and just and go to work.
Well, when we did that tourney, it was me and my buddy Thomas Roderberg. We picked like 8 quarterbacks, and then we did a big draft, and it allowed guys that play on bad teams to actually play with some of the really good quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
And I think that helped them a lot, and it kind of gave them a little bit more exposure of the game and kind of give them the chance to play with a good quarterback. Because to go back to what we talked about earlier with the bad teams, to wanting them to get better, you got a bad quarterback, you ain't gonna have a good time. You out there running all them go routes and you ain't getting the ball at all. You know that you ain't coming back next Sunday if you ain't get a target.
Yeah, that's coming up actually.
Yeah, we gonna get to that, Pat. We gonna get to that. Well, I ain't doing no predictions for A because I don't want no target on us, man.
Let me do it.
That one seed's scary.
I'll do the. I mean, and don't nobody hold me to my predictions, obviously, because I don't know how the teams look and who look. I just know the team names. So if I pick somebody, y'all don't hold me to it. Because I know when I made a prediction one year, and somebody was like, as soon as the championship was over, they
Yep.
tagged me like, "Hey, Bree, how did your prediction go?"
That's why I like doing those the week review or previews.
Right.
I had people coming up to me. I didn't even say that a team was going to win the game. I just said if and whatnot. Man, 3 or 4 people came up to me and said, I thought you said they were going to beat us. I said, I never said that. I had to pull it back up. So it has a little fun to it, a little flavor.
Right. All right, so I guess we'll segue into that. Y'all's league just ended,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go down on y'all got 11 teams. You got Strictly Business at 10-0. Congratulations, Scotty.
Yep.
330 points for 115 points against. And then you got BWA number 2. Ain't the BWA is what they 3-time or 2-time league champ?
BWA won it 3 times in a row, I believe, and then BAM beat them in the championship last year.
So they won 3, and then BAM just beat them in the last one.
Yep. So BAM is your defending champs, which BAM's record is not a reflection of what they really are. The winner of us and BAM, or the loser of us and BAM, should have been the 2 seed. No disrespect, BWA. But BAM only had like 7 people on Sunday, and they had 3 games. So they lost to us, which they kind of only started with 6 and then got to 5 or got to 7, and they didn't have Pat. That's the biggest thing. They did not have Pat on Sunday. So there's an asterisk next to that one. Then ATS beat them, which helped push ATS all the way up to 3, I think is where they're at now. And I think a full BAM team beats ATS. Sorry, Caleb. And then they forfeited their last game against that P3, which if they just would have played that game and won, they would have still had the 2 seed on lock. So their 7-3 is a little, that ain't who they are.
Okay. So number 2, you got BWA. They 8-2.
Mm-hmm. No Tyrone.
No Tyrone.
No Tyrone. Jason Kaiser was playing quarterback for them the last 2 weeks.
Grant said, "No, that's fat." But shout out to them guys for the 2 seed.
No, I respect it. You can't help what it's not nobody else's fault that BAM did that day. I mean, it's part of a league. You got to show up. But I think Pat was out of town. But yep. So BW is 2.
BWA 2. They 8-2. They got 267 points for and 95 points against. And actually, they have the lowest. They allow the least amount of points in the whole league, only allowing 95 points in 10 games.
Crazy work.
That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
mean,
Shout out to BWA for that.
And what's bad is you know what they're playing on defense. You just can't beat it. You know. He was in North Carolina. You know that they're pretty much playing man, and they're playing up, and they're freaks. They're freaks. They're good defense.
No Tyrone, no Ty.
No, yeah, Ty's got his own team. Ty made the A bracket his first season at quarterback.
Shout out to Ty, man. Shout out to Ty.
And they were our 10th win. We had to throw a game winner to beat them.
Tie them?
Yeah, we had to throw a game winner. My boy Austin called it with his biceps.
Is Austin that the tall guy that?
No. He's the white musclehead guy on our team. Plays linebacker. He's normally a linebacker. Huh?
That tall receiver that called him, that was in the middle of all the flail in Lake City when they was like, "Oh, he's not playing." What's that tall receiver? The tall white guy.
Tall white. Oh, that's Wyatt. That's Wyatt, I believe. Yeah. He's with All Madden.
Okay.
They'll
bite up them plants in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so BWA, shout out BWA 8-2. Number 3, you got All the Smoke, 6-2-2. They got 6 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. They're at 245 points for, 172 points against. What's up with these? I see a lot of ties.
Man, that has been a topic, and I think I've convinced John to finally do away with ties to do away with ties moving forward. I'm like, they just messed up the whole bracket with all those ties. So I think I've got them convinced that next year we're gonna play one play from the 3 until someone doesn't get it or does get it, and just keep going back and forth. It ain't got to be a full overtime type deal. Just one play, win or lose, right there.
At number 4, At number 3, you got All the Smoke. Oh, we just said that. We just said ATS.
Yep.
So number 4, you got BAM, the spring champs. They're at 7-3, 189 points for and 128 points against. But like you said, you got to give some of that a little bit of a asterisk because of what they went through last Sunday. At number 5, you got All Madden 6-3, 6-3-1 actually with one tie, 319 points for, 119 points against. Mr. Tyler Vaughn over there looking good.
And see that team, I think that team's also better than what their record is. It's just you never know who Tyler's going to have that weekend. One weekend he'll have Wyatt, Isaiah, Ian, and then the next weekend he'll have 8 of his cousins out there. You don't know. And Tyler's hard to stop just because he runs this backyard
Right.
football. You can't get to him. You don't know. Someone's grandma from the stands may drop back at double pass when playing Tyler. And
Yeah,
then,
Tyler. I hate playing against Tyler. Tyler, he's low to the ground. He's left-handed, and he's
mm-hmm,
everything is unorthodox. He doesn't. It seems like he doesn't do nothing the same. It
no.
seems like every play he's doing something completely, totally different. When you think,
Mm-hmm,
because as a defensive player, I'm always trying to remember, like tendencies, strong suits, I'm remembering little things about quarterback. When you play against a guy like Tyler, it's like Pat the same way too. It's like you think you know what they're finna do, and he be like, I ain't seen him do that all game, and then he does it right when you think he's trying to do something else.
yep. Well, see, I think Tyler and Pat are two different like style of quarterbacks to where Tyler, I think he's a lot of run around, by time, crazy unorthodox offense. Pat is very system oriented, but the system is so good that when you take away one thing, something else is now open and he sees it.
Right. That's what I said. When you think you got like that, okay, I know he like to do this on second and short. He like to do this on third down, or he like to do this
Yep.
on when he's inside the red zone, and then they right when you think they're doing that, they do the complete opposite, and you're like,
Yep.
where the hell did that come from?
Yep. Every time. Great minds and different philosophies.
And you can't show either one of them anything. If you
Nope.
show them anything, they're gonna do
They gonna
just
kill it.
right.
They gonna kill it.
So that's all, man. And then you got my boy Ty sitting at the
Yep.
sixth spot, Radiator Springs at 4-5-1, 207 points for and 159 points again. How has it been to be able to see Ty? Uh,
It has been very fun and frustrating at the same
uh,
time. Cause it's so anytime the ball is in Ty's hand, it's the game stops. Because it's so exciting to see it in his hand.
uh,
But then it's not fun. It's like, from what I'm being told, there's a lot of people in his huddle telling him things to do. And so as a quarterback, it's already you're seeing things, there's a lot going on, and then you got 6 other people trying to tell you what to do. And it's his first season. I wish he would listen to John a little bit more about what system to run, but he missed some throws that he probably should have made. He threw a couple picks of, just not having enough arm strength. He tries to throw off his back foot too much, so it kind of lofts up there. And then he had a chance this weekend. I forgot who they were playing their second game, and he got it to the 1. He threw a dot to this high school kid, got it to the 1, and then threw a pick the next play. And I'm like, Ty, anytime you at the 1 yard line
why are
and
you
it's first
throwing?
down, run.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody catching you to the side.
Right.
But it's been fun and frustrating at times but I hope he sticks with it. I hope he keeps doing it.
You got to pat again.
That
Pat,
would be
he don't have to play with you for you to teach you that. You can teach you that in the off season.
Thank you. Thank you. Y'all got enough talent over there. If y'all show up.
Goddamn, Pat. All right, you got number 7. You got High Life. They had 3 wins.
That starts B bracket. That starts B bracket.
Okay, so all those. So how do you? I should have asked you that. How did y'all
Yep.
split it? So it's the
One
top
one through
6.
Yep, 1 through 6 is A bracket. 7 through 11 is B, which I like because it gives those teams down there
A
a
chance to win
chance to
something.
win something. Yep. Oh, he said, "Well, I'll be there Sunday." Nah, y'all can stay home. Y'all can stay home.
Who says? Nito said, right. Pat thinks he's slick with his recruiting.
He doing it better
All
than
right,
me. I've never been a good recruiter.
man. I'm so good at it. It's like it's ridiculous, and I guess it's more so because I'm into college football recruiting.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of take that same approach, and I'm always close to coaches, and I watch press conferences, and I watch how coaches, so I take that into play, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a student of the game. So like I can tell you I can tell a player how I would use them based on, especially if I've seen you play.
Yeah.
I can tell you how I'm gonna use you on the team. I can tell you your strengths and weaknesses. Like, okay, well, this is why I want you to play this because you're better at this. Like, not to get off subject, but I kind of got like Smoot when I first got Smoot to start playing more linebacker and throwback. It's because I was like, I see we can get more out of you if you play this position versus when you're
Mhm.
playing quarterback and you're trying to carry it anyway. But
Yeah.
the recruiting aspect, that's one of my strong suits. I'm real good at that, and I enjoy it too. That's why I got the name Black Nick Saban. All right, so the top of the Pensacola A bracket is Strictly Business at 1, BWA at 2, ATS at 3, BAM at 4, All Man at 5, and Radiator Springs at 6.
Yep.
That's your top
So
A bracket playoff.
yep. So I think the first set of games is going to be All Madden versus BAM
Mm-hmm.
and Radiator Springs versus ATS,
Correct.
which I like. I can. I like ATS over Radiator Springs. I think Caleb's further along, and Caleb. The past couple of weeks, Caleb's been balling. If they could put together a good first half, I mean, in the second half, they normally get it going. The only problem with ATS is that they stay in man way too much, and I don't think they're athletically good enough to stay in man the entire game,
Okay.
which will haunt them when they make it to the semi-four or the final four. All
Yeah,
Madden and BAM.
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. They played each other in the regular season, and it really was a one-score game until Tyler made a couple mistakes with it raining. But I think ultimately, BAM pulls that one out. So I think you got a Strictly Business versus BAM, BWA versus ATS, and I don't like predicting my games, so I'm gonna stay away from that one. I like BWA to beat ATS to be in the ship. I can't put a score on ours. I can't put a score on ours. Bad luck.
I pretty much kind of I agree with agree with you in the same prediction. Even though I haven't seen the league, I haven't
Mm-hmm.
been around the games. But the same reason I would take ATS over Radiator Spring, although I love Ty, just because usually the experience the experience factor is always when you're comparing two good quarterbacks or two great quarterbacks, and then how they lead their team. Both of them going to lead their team. Both of them going to will their team to a win. When you got so many even avenues, you always got to go next category, which is okay,
Yep.
who got the most experience, who team
Yep.
been there. Bam and All Man, another dog fight. Tyler usually plays with Bam, a lot of familiarity with them, both of those teams. But I'll go with Bam too. Bam and Strictly Business. That's a tough one. I'm gonna be honest.
You can go with whatever. You can pick them. I'm good
Nah,
with it.
I'm gonna go with Bam, and
There you
I'm gonna
go.
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm going with Bam.
All right.
Because you explained earlier how you beat Bam previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Bam because, number one, because when you beat a team, they usually have a little bit more
Yep.
edge.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You beat a team and it's a close game, or you squeak by in the game that you win. But when that team plays you again, for all the marbles, they usually gonna bring just that tad bit more edge and focus and to the table. So I'm gonna go with Bam. And then like you said, at the bottom, I'm going BWA to be. Oh, wait a minute, BWA don't got. You said are they gonna have tie for that game?
No. Tyrone didn't play the entire season, so he's out. Jason Kaiser is our quarterback.
Okay. Damn.
I still like BWA over ATS.
I'm gonna go with BW. I'm going BWA too. I'm going BWA too. So I'm going rematch BWA and Bam and shit. Man, I don't know.
I'll go first, and I hope Grant and them still ain't in here. Bam versus if Bam's in the championship, I like Bam over BWA in the championship. Bam. If you're saying we lose, I like Bam for a repeat.
If y'all win, you like yourself, obviously.
Oh, if we win, we're winning it all. If I make it to the championship, we're winning it all this time.
Right. I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna pick. I don't know who I would pick out of Bam and BW. That's a tough one.
You got to put it out there.
Who won the last matchup?
Bam did. Bam did. But they didn't have Jason as their quarterback that game. Nate was playing quarterback. And I think Nate was playing quarterback for him that game.
Because I'm gonna go back to just recent saying. Anytime a team has been beat the last time, it's kind of like with Bama. Remember when Bama and Georgia would play each other in the regular season, and then they see each other, whoever in the SEC, when they usually lose to one or the other in the regular season, and then you see them in the SEC championship game, you're not beating that team twice usually.
Look, I'm gonna stop you right there though. All right, when we beat Georgia in the SEC championship and then played them in the Natty, J-Mo and Mechie were not there that game. Otherwise, Bryce would have lit them up again. But proceed. We ain't gonna talk about Bama like that on here. Come on now.
Well, I'm saying usually when
I
you
know.
lose, like I'm saying, like before, somebody's beating Bama in the regular season, but you're not beating them in the championship game, and like vice versa. When Georgia was going on their run, somebody may beat them in the regular season, but you're not beating them in the SEC championship. It's usually hard. What I'm saying is usually hard to beat a good team because the other team is going to be more focused. However,
that's why I say that 10-0. I was like, man, maybe if we would have lost a game, and we'd be a little hung. That's why I'm gonna refocus my guys come Saturday. We're gonna be like, hey, that 10-0 is dead. Like that ain't a thing no more. Everybody's 0-0 now.
Damn, that's a tough pick. I'm gonna go. Is Mystical playing with BWA too? So they got
He's
everybody
rushing.
else?
He's rushing.
I seen him with his stats. So BWA has everybody except Ty and Tyrone.
Mm-hmm. They did have a couple newer kids out there though.
Damn, that's a tough one. They got Jason Kaiser. Who they throw back? Nate?
Yeah. Which is, kind of like another Ty. Fast, I'm shifty.
Shit, man. I'm gonna go BWA. I'm going BWA. Fuck it. I'm going BWA.
Run it. 1-1. 1-1.
Yeah, and Bam and shit. That's what I'm going to. Like it's gonna come down to Pat versus Jason.
Yep. But in a game like that, shouldn't it come down to the quarterback?
Not the quarterback. I'm gonna go BWA. Them my boy. I love Vought them too though. But I'm gonna go BWA, and I'm going BWA also because BWA lost the last time.
All right.
Like I say, usually when you lose the last time, you're gonna play a little bit harder. All right, so now let's turn.
But real quick. If let's say it's us and BWA, who you got?
Dang.
I got to put you on the spot now. Mind you, when we played early in the season, we threw a jump ball to Malik on the last play of the game to beat them. So it was 19-19 with no time left or 1 second left.
BWA.
Going BWA. So you going BWA fully. You're all in.
I don't care. I don't care if the New Orleans Saints. I don't care if the New Orleans Saints stay in the team.
Give me BWA no matter what. I like it. I mean, they solid.
Right.
They solid. I mean, you can't go wrong. I hate this. It's really a toss of us, all Madden, Bam, BWA. Whoever's hot that day wins it.
Right. I was just going to say, anybody in that six could win it, and it won't be a wrong pick.
I mean, I love
Well,
Kayla. I love ATS. They're coming and ready. They're not there yet. Those two teams aren't there yet. I love y'all. No offense, but it's going to come from the 4.
I got you.
It's going to come from the
The
4.
four,
They getting
the four
there.
strictly business BWA, Bam, and All Madden is the 4 you're
Yep.
saying that any one of those 4 can win it.
Yep.
That's fair.
That would be mine. And I'm proud of Kayla because, they've been in B. I think that's their first time in A in local league. And for Ty to be there on his first season at quarterback, those are good accomplishments, I think. I think there's still a couple players and a little bit more experience away from getting there.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so transitioning to the B, you
Yep.
got is High Life is 3 wins, 4 losses, and 3 ties. They
Should have been
got
4 ties.
164 points for, and they gave up 225 points.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Chaos, 4 wins, 6 losses, 94 points for, and they gave up 194 points.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ready for Whatever at 1-8, and then 1 tie. They got 91 points for, and they gave up 247 points. Jesus Christ. You got P3. They're 1-9. Their only win you referenced earlier that they got a forfeit from Bam, and then they only scored 50 points, and they gave up 300 points. Jesus Christ. And then you got 850.
You go.
They didn't win any games. They 0-10. They scored 30 points, and they gave up 270. Jeez. So those are those new teams
Yep.
that you were talking about.
Those are the 2 new teams. I agree. B bracket is gonna be wild. I low key love B bracket because I love to watch those teams actually get a chance to
Play
to
on
be
their level.
Yeah. So, last year it was High Life and what is now known as Ready for Whatever in the championship, which Ready for Whatever won it, but they don't have their quarterback this season, so they've been having quarterback tryouts pretty much. My boy Chase has went over there, and I know there's some inside stuff that they got to deal with. It's what's holding them back. Tyrone, you're right. You're right. We are lucky you're not there. But I'm gonna roll the dice again. I keep picking Chaos to win B bracket. I just think they got the most what I call flag football athletes to win it, that's the old Panhandle elite team basically, which is ran by Josh Morin and Ezra. I don't know if you know who those 2 are.
If I see him, I probably do.
Yeah, Josh used to always run with Travis. Ezra is this tall. He's tall. He'd be a better receiver if he wanted to play. Like he could play receiver for a good team if he really wanted to. But I'm glad he still plays quarterback for a team because it gives us another team in the league. So I ain't mad at him. But I pick them to win B bracket every year, and I'm gonna pick them to win B again. Do they play first round? Chaos and Ready for Whatever? That sucks.
Yep, they play first. P3, you got P3 and 850 Gorillas, and then Chaos and Ready for Whatever.
P3 wins that game, probably 6-0. I think Chaos.
That win is going against High Life.
High Life beats the winner of that game. Even if they put their 2 teams together, High Life beats that team. But then High Life, I think High Life will play Chaos, and I think Chaos beats High Life. Because High Life's another one you don't. High Life is actually David Hicks's team, who never shows up.
I was just gonna say, is David still running that, still over that team?
No, I mean, well, no, probably not over it because he ain't ever there. I ain't seen Hicks in a hot minute.
So who's over? Is it what? So what team is Dalton over a team still? Or
yeah. Dalton's the quarterback. Dalton's the quarterback. Huh? Yeah.
So highlights still okay.
Yep. So I don't think they have enough weapons, and I know Chaos has two or three guys that once again could help a good team if Ezra just gets them the football. To where Dalton, I don't think he really has anyone to really throw the ball to.
So there you have it. You got your A bracket champion. We got two different champions in the A bracket. I got. Well, you got Strictly Business if Strictly Business makes it there, obviously.
Yes.
Outside of picking your team, did you have BWA or did you have BAM?
I had BAM. If I can't pick my team, I got BAM.
Okay, so you got BAM in the winning the A championship. I got BWA winning the A championship. I'm not going to pick a B team because I don't really know those teams. I would just pick. I would more likely would have picked David Hicks team just because I know him, but I don't. I mean, he's saying he's not there, so I'm not going to predict the B. I guess I'm gonna just go with Chaos since you saying
there you go.
Old PE.
Yep.
And there you have. Are y'all doing like an all-star game and stuff as well, or are y'all just doing the season and that's it?
Just the season and that's it, and then rolling into to our tournament, which we're up to 10 teams in ours.
And I was going to segue right to that. For y'all watching that don't know, Scotty and Trey Patterson is putting together a fundraiser tournament so their team can go to North Carolina, Weekend Warrior, North Carolina, which is September 19th through the 19th and 20th.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they're putting together a 5-man tournament in Pensacola, July 12th. Entry fee $200. 3 games guaranteed, and I'll let you get into some of the other nuances of it. I'm sitting up here talking about it like it's my tournament, but
no, you good. I like the advertising. So we're gonna have a little 5-man tournament at the same place we play the league. 10 teams. I can't remember the prize breakdown. I think for 10, I think it was 1,000 prize for 10.
I can tell you right now, I'm pulling it up.
I got it written down somewhere. I just ain't got all that with me.
8 teams, 600, 10 teams, 800, and 12 teams, 1,000.
There you go. Yep. So, you kind of triple your money in a way if you win it. I don't know who all you got coming with you, but we got the Tally team. We got the team from Birmingham, the KOA, Ryan Watson and them. All Madden. Miguel's having a team, which that's basically going to be BWA. Isaiah just said he put a team in. ATS, who, I mean, small ball is really their format. So, they'll be solid.
Gulf Coast, Game Breakers.
Yep. Game Breakers will be coming back. Gulf Coast, that's Migaz and them. You know them?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Migaz and them. James, I can't say his last name, but he's a spinoff from ATS. I'm thankful he's gonna put his own team, break off and put his own team in for this. And it should be fun. I want to ask, do y'all want to do a blind draw for that? And then after you play, or do you want to be like, hey, as you pay, you can pick your time slot? I keep meaning to ask Trey like that. Like, you pay, then you can pick what time you play.
I think I like to pay and pick, because that'll, especially if you put that in the captain chat and say, hey, as you pay your fee, you pick a time slot. That'll encourage those fees to get in.
Yeah, because then you can be like, well, I don't want to wake up early, so let me get that later time slot. And then I like, when we go to bracket, instead of like seeding you, you put yourself on the board as well and see who calls who out and who wants maybe somebody wants that rematch, or maybe they think they can put themselves in a better place heading into it.
Yeah, actually, Buck from Tally, when he used to do his tournaments in Destiny, he used to do that where you play pool play and then everybody come over, and based off of your record, you get to pick where you want to go. Yep,
that's where I got it from.
Yeah, I like that.
Old Buck.
Right.
He ran some good tournaments too, man.
Those Destiny tournaments was the man. When I first started traveling, I thought that was I actually thought that was flag football. I thought that was like, you know, I had never really played before other
Yeah.
than City League. And I was like, okay, oh, this is like, you know, this is the NFL version of flag football until I went to
Uh-huh.
national. So I went to national with Travis, and I was like, wait, nah, this Destin is not even on the same level. But yeah, there was some
Nope.
really, really good tournaments down there.
Uh-huh. Remember, that's when we kind of actually first met and didn't even know it in one
Right,
of
that's
those
what I
tournaments.
said. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you know that game's still on YouTube actually.
Still on YouTube. Gridiron. I was with. What's so crazy is I just found out when I pulled into the parking lot I was playing quarterback that day, because
Wow.
I picked up with that Gladiators team, and Tim Paris, you know, he's the quarterback of that team, and he was like, I was like, hey man, I'll go, I'll pay, but I need a ride. And I parked somewhere and I rode with him the whole way. We're talking strategy the whole way. We pull up in the parking lot. He goes, hey, you're gonna throw for us. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is your team. He's like, nah, you're the better quarterback. And I was like, I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? I wish I'd have known that the whole trip so I could have been getting ready.
Right.
But
Now that was a good fun game, good fun tournament, and whoever did y'all video, that they was on point.
that was
That
Tim.
that
That was Tim. He held it down.
okay,
He was the first person I've ever known to record flag football games.
right. Yeah, he
And I
was
was like,
dope. The editing, the intro, the outro, the
yep,
stuff he was doing during the video, that was pretty hard.
yep, yep. That's I wish
And
I knew
even
how to do that instead of doing the lives. I wish I knew how
right.
to edit and stuff like that.
Yeah, we actually got a guy back that played with Whoopee. He actually got the equipment. It's something that he wants to start doing and running his business, but he knows how to do it. And I'm telling him, like, I know it's like a part of you want to play,
Yep,
but like you got a gift in with the pictures and the editing and the video, and it's like I'm like, bro, you're gonna have to choose.
yep.
Like you're gonna do this videoing and editing and become, you know, and get your business off. He's actually created a page on Facebook, Sideline Productions, and where he does some stuff for us behind the scenes. And I'm like, bro, you need to put that out, man. You need to like do it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's way better than live, actually.
Yep.
Even though I like live because people can watch the game
Mm-hmm.
at that moment,
Do
but
you,
I
do
wish
you
it was
watch
a way.
Do you watch any of our live? Because I try to go live for all our games.
Yeah, when I'm not at work, I watch them. I
Can
watch
you actually Can you actually see?
so you can see, but you can't see when it goes to the opposite side of wherever you're standing at.
Yeah, yeah. Because I
But
know when I go back and try and clip some, man, it's hectic.
because the real only way to really get the footage is you got to have multiple angles,
Mm-hmm.
or you got to get behind the line.
Hey, he ain't lying. My phone do be overheating. Like I think we missed about like 3 or 4 games because my phone was overheating.
And then he's back who was saying he got the program. He got a program to where he can connect to multiple Apple devices. So
Uh-huh.
for instance, if he put a phone or a tablet or anything in like all 4 corners of the field, like one in each end zone, one on each sideline, he can actually control from his tablet to flip the screen. So if you throw the ball to the throwback to the opposite side of the field, he can
Yeah.
switch to that device and the camera will be close to that. If you're throwing a deep ball toward the end zone, he can switch to the end zone. I was telling him, it's like, man, you need because nobody's really even doing that. I was like, if you can do that and get it going, you would be pretty interesting. I mean, I would say what you call a guy that everybody wants. You'll
Uh,
be a hot commodity if
there
you
you
can
go.
show that you can do that.
Yep.
Because nobody's lives is getting those angles. You're either behind the line like I do, and then I got to kind of run with the play, or
Mm-hmm.
you're on the side. The side is probably the best view, but if you're playing against a team that's throwing bombs and stuff, you're probably not going to get the end of the bomb.
Yep. Yep. That's why I hate, like I said, even when I go back and try a clip, man, there's so much that you can't see. There's a guy out there who flies a drone out there in our league. His name's Ricky. and he was playing with Game Breakers for a while. I almost wanted to recruit him to my team just so he would come fly the drone over our games. I was like, there's your value. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad player. But I was like, man, I'm going to recruit you just so you can record the games.
Right.
Then I asked him, I think he was like $60 a game or something like that. I was like, yeah, I can't afford that. I'll be divorced. I'd be divorced
Listen,
if I was paying $60 a game to get them recorded.
to hear you say that you recruiting him just to him to record, I said sometimes I feel like I get picked up by talent teams just because they know I'm gonna go live. Because I like they don't never even when we're warming up, they'll never be like, like, hey, Dupree, you stretched, or hey, you ready to go, and this I'm like,
Yep.
hey, you got your live ready. That's like, bro, that's what y'all got me. Bro. Like I'm only the live guy. That's crazy.
So I try to record when we're on defense because I know everybody hates holding the camera. But when we're going to offense and I'm going out there to hand the phone to somebody, I can see it all in their face. They're like, man, I don't want to hold this thing.
I hate giving it to people because I'll be if I'm on the field, I look on the sideline and they got the iPad like down by their side.
Yeah.
Or they're like they talking to people, and I'm just like, bro. Then when I go back and watch the live, I realize like they were standing in one spot. Like I gave the camera to Tom Wayne during our city league, and the whole time he had the camera, he never moved. I'm like, I was like, Wayne, you actually got to move with the play, right? You can't.
Your eyes ain't the camera. You got to actually point it.
Right. So it's actually sucks giving the camera to other people.
Another funny story is that Austin guy that's been commented on there too. He plays for me, and I came off the field, or I was going onto the field, and I handed him the camera, and he he mainly plays defense for us, but he likes to play a little O too. I handed him the camera, and one of our starters went out, and I was looking to the sideline. I was like gonna put him in, but I seen he had the camera, so I picked the person next to him, and you can hear him on the live being like, man, I ain't never holding this camera again, because he knew he was going to go in if he didn't have the camera.
Right.
But I didn't pick him because of it. He was like, man.
Trying to find somebody to hold the camera is hard, but trying to find people that want the camera put up is easy. Like everybody wants the camera put up, but then nobody wants to hold it. I'm like, guys, like
everybody wants their highlights, but don't want to contribute.
When they text me and say, "Hey man, send me my clips," I say, it's in the Tallahassee Flag area page. Go get your own clip. I don't do no fucking clips. I already recorded the shit for free in the hot ass sun. Better get your own damn clips. All right, man. Well, I guess we can get ready to wrap this thing up. I appreciate you taking the time out, man, to do an interview with me. Hopefully, this start a good little segue to get more interviews, not only with you, but other people from the Pensacola area. I know I did a couple interviews with Tallahassee guys before. I know I'm probably gonna get some backlash because like everybody know I be doing podcasts, but now because I did one with you from Pensacola, I'm gonna get somebody to be like, "Why you interview me? Why you had to go get somebody from Pensacola?"
Hey, we should make it a regular.
Yeah, we definitely. I had just said I was gonna start doing flag talk. Me and you kind of talk offline too when we was talking about like I'm gonna do it every week, and just pick a topic and then come on here and chop it up about it.
I'm with it.
Man, all right, man. I appreciate you. Everybody, this is Scott Harrington, quarterback owner of Strictly Business Flag Football, Pensacola, Florida. His team heading into the Pensacola spring league. I guess you can say, what is it, y'all? Summer league playoff. Sitting at 10-2 in the number 1 seed.
10-0.
10-0, number 1 seed.
I'll put that 2 on there.
I said 2?
Yeah, you said 10-2.
Shit, my bad. 10-0, Strictly Business, heading into the Pensacola Summer League playoff this weekend. Good luck to you, Scott, and your team. Good luck to all the teams that's playing this weekend. I hope it all ends in a tie because all y'all my boys. Hopefully nobody's a champion. John, make everybody share the trophy.
Just take a big old group picture.
Right. And then before I let Scotty go, just make sure if y'all not already signed up, if you want to sign up, get in the 5-man tournament, July 12th, Pensacola, Florida. It's only $200 a team. You can reach out to him or Trey Patterson on Facebook if you don't got their phone number to get your team signed up. Get that money in. It's due soon. When is the deadline again, Scott?
July 7th, the same day college football come out.
All right, so before y'all go buy college football, send Scotty and Trey y'all money. and also, if y'all get it up to 12 teams, y'all also going to get a copy of the new college football
on Dupree.
All right, man. I appreciate you, Scotty. Man, you have a good night, man. Thank you for joining us.
All right, bud. Be easy.
All right, y'all. That was a great episode, great interview with my boy Scotty. Appreciate everybody that tuned in, chimed in. If you want to be on the show next time we do Flag Talk Podcast, just shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, and let me know you want to be on. Yeah, we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Stay classy, Tallahassee.
Yeah, this what y'all been waiting on, ain't it?
This shit exclusive.
All my niggas on my side know we ride, bruh. And if you want beef, I'm the wrong one. Every nigga with me keep a pistol, yeah, a chrome gun. So you better run when you see us coming. All my niggas in this bitch like Andre Drummond. We be manning in the paint, we some grown men. And I don't doubt niggas up, I don't like friends. All my niggas got my back standing 6'3". All my niggas with me, yeah, we keep a pistol, see. We been in the game for a long time. Me and my niggas, yeah, we be on the grind. Riz Road veteran, y'all know who I'm better than. Haters make my head hurt, now keep me some Excedrin. I would never tell on another man, hell no. So all of y'all niggas that been snitching, motherfuck y'all.